Do you want to learn how to create really cool cuts and build-ups just like this? Hey, welcome back to Crossfader. My name's Jamie Hartley, and in this tutorial we're going to break down how to create that really cool build-up effect that I know a lot of DJs online, people like James Hartley use with their DJ and mixer. They've got the noise color effect and they're cutting it up. You don't need something like an expensive DJ and mixer or an expensive XDJ all-in-one unit that has the noise effect on to perform this technique, though. You can do it on something like the DDJ 400. I'm going to show you in this tutorial how to swap out the filter for the noise effect and then how to create those awesome cuts on a build-up. I'm going to show you in both a manual way and an automated way. So no matter what level of DJ you are, you can still apply this trick to your sets quite easily. Please remember, if you enjoy this tutorial, to give it a thumbs up and comment, share, do all that good stuff to help us keep making more tutorials and videos just like this. Thanks for watching. Let's get stuck in to the tutorial. Here is how we would replace the filter knob with this nice noise effect. First of all, step one is to head to the settings in Rekordbox by clicking the gear icon. Then under the View tab and under the layout options, we have the effect panel here. Make sure that you're selected on Beat Effects plus Sound Color Effects. This will allow the sound color effects to be changed within the Rekordbox software. Click off this and now open the effects panel right here at the top of the software. You'll notice here we have color effects along this part of the software, and as standard it will be on default, and that means that the filter, when turned on, will be activated, and you can see that's replicated here on the software. You can see the knob moving as well on the software. But if we go to user mode, we can now choose from all these different sound color effects, which are featured on things like the DJ and mixers from Pioneer and some of the all-in-one units like the XDJ series. So I'm going to put it on noise to create this noise effect. Just make sure you turn it on, because there isn't an on and off switch on the controller, so we've got to make sure it's turned on within the software. Now the next thing is to use the parameter control here to try and find a good level. So I think around this 2 to 3 PM position is quite a nice level. As we sweep up, we get the noise effect uplifting and going down as well. You'll then see that on the screen you can control it with your mouse as well, but as soon as we go back in with the controller, it will take control. So you don't need to do anything else there, but I would leave this tab open because you may want to just switch between default mode, make sure to turn filter back on, and user mode, make sure to turn it on. Remember, no on and off switch on the controller itself. To test the level, to make sure you're happy with it and it matches the level of your music, I've got a track here that I'm going to be applying the build-up over. I just play that track. And then on the opposite channel, use the filter knob, now the noise, and make sure it's not too loud. Right at the top, it's too loud. Round about here, it works well over that build-up. So I can then leave it at that. Let's have a look at now how to apply it to the build-up. There are two methods here. I'm going to show you a manual way to create cuts using either the crossfader or the upfader, and I'm also going to show you an automated way. So first of all, let's look at the manual way, because this allows for a lot more creativity and you can really vibe off what's going on in the track. So first of all, we're definitely going to need to use this noise effect on a spare channel. If you have 4 channels on your controller, great, you can use one of those. But I guess most people that are using this trick will be using a DDJ 400. So I'm going to have a track building up on channel 2 and I'm going to use the noise on channel 1. Why are we using it on a spare channel? Well, because I want to cut this noise in and out, either using the crossfader or upfader. And if I do that on the track that's playing, I'm going to lose the track as well. So we want the track to always be playing in the background. Okay, so how do we create cuts? The first thing you can practice is moving the filter up without any audio playing and just using the upfader to cut and make a pattern. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. Keep it nice and slow to start with. Keep the pattern consistent, and it's getting you used to and your brain used to doing 2 different things. we're constantly moving this at the same time as going up and down with the up fader. You can also do this with the crossfader. If you're going to use the crossfader, make sure you change these settings. Click the gear icon, go to controller, under the mixer tab, make sure your crossfader curve is on the sharpest position here, and I've brought the cut lag down to 0.3 millimeters. So as soon as it leaves this edge, you're going to hear it at full volume. So we can practice with the up fader and then also with the crossfader. What I do with the crossfader is put my thumb against this side, and then I'm going to use my index and middle finger to tap open into the center. Now you don't have to go all the way across, you just need to bring the crossfader away from this, what you call closed position. So let's have a listen. You can get really nice tight cuts by using the crossfader, but please bear in mind that the difference is when you're on this side, you will have to use the other hand and get used to doing the tight cuts with the other hand. With the up faders, no matter what side you're on, you can always use the same hand. You will always find that one hand is probably stronger than the other at doing an action like this. Now let's focus on how to do it to the beat. To practice this, you could just set a loop of a normal drum beat and you can practice doing it in time with the music. I'm going to go straight in and do it over the build up. Start slow and then try and double up and build up faster and faster. Beyond that, we're going to look at creating patterns as well, but let's just keep it simple to start. So we're going to do it every beat. We're going to go start filtering up, start bringing the noise up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure to leave that fader down when the track drops in. So, as you can hear, that sounds pretty cool, but we want to be able to get more playful with it and create more patterns. So this is where being really confident with this up fader and being able to click up and down into a pattern works really nicely. So, have a listen. What I could do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 at double time, so we're going twice as fast. Let's have a listen. 2, 3, 4, double time. And that time I created a nice sweep back just on the last few beats to lead into the drop, which sounded quite nice. So straight away, just by getting used to the double time, you can create a really interesting pattern. If you find that it's too hard to move this up fader that fast, then we might have to look at using the crossfader because you can do much faster cuts with this. I'm not going to go too much more advanced and break it down, but you can then create patterns where you wouldn't just do it to the beat, you could create a melody. So you could think in your head, da, 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 and you'd do the same thing. And just create a pattern. And you can just practice this without even any music playing. And then you would apply it over the build-up. Let's have a listen. So I'm just going to start straight on the beat for the first part of the build-up. And there you can hear how it can start to get really interesting really quickly just by creating patterns with either the up fader or the cross fader. This just comes down to practice and muscle memory. So just repeating that action over and over and trying to create melodies with it. So that's the manual way, and you can see there that you can get really creative with the patterns that you create for this sort of build-up. The next step is to look at how to do this in an automated way. So I have loaded on the Beat Effects channel the trans effect here on the first effect. So set up trans, then we're going to put the effect onto channel 1, again the channel that we haven't got audio playing through, and we're going to leave the level at 12 o'clock. My beat fraction, I'm going to start at half a beat, and then we can chop this down to a quarter, an eighth, and back up, and we can create patterns with the different beat parameter lengths. I have loaded another song onto the left hand side just so it can determine a BPM to create this cut with, this effect with, and I've just left it at the same BPM. Make sure you just turn the on and off switch on beat, like on one of the beats of the phrase or the beats of the bar, because that will then determine how the cuts work from that point on. So let's just have a listen to how this sounds. So again, going to start applying the noise effect, building up. Let's create the cut. Here it's cutting in, change. You'll notice I go up and down. Turn off and sweep back in as it drops in. So that trans effect just cuts the noise up every half a beat, quarter beat, eighth beat, 16th of a beat, and you can create some cool build-ups by combining these two effects. Just remember, if you want to get back to your filter mode, then just click default and click filter back on within the software, and then you will have control of your filters again. And there you have it, 2 ways you can apply this really cool build-up technique using the noise effect in your sets. Whether it's a manual way or an automated way, it still sounds pretty cool. If you want to learn more cool tricks like this, then check out our online DJ courses. We have specific courses for Rekordbox users out there, so whether you own a DDJ 400 or 800 or 1000, we've got Rekordbox courses to suit all different levels. So go click the link, head to the website, check them out now if you want to learn more tips and tricks and creative mixing techniques just like this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another tutorial very soon.